Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Haley Sage, and I'm the Learning Program Manager with Volvo Trucks Academy. With me here today, I have two of our Volvo Trucks product marketing managers. I have Chris Stadler and Dwayne Teagles, and we are very excited to tell you more about the all-new packaging strategy coming with the all-new Volvo VNL. So today is part one of two. We encourage you to join us next week on March 18th, where we'll really dive into VSS, the price book, and how all of these changes come together in the sales tool. So throughout today's broadcast, please put your questions in the Q&A box. On the top of your window, you will see a Q&A tab. We do have some time at the end, and we'll address questions at that time. So with that, Chris, if you could get us started, can you tell us a little bit more about why we decided to implement packaging with the all-new Volvo VNL?
Well, first off, Haley, thank you for having me here today, and it's very exciting to talk about the all-new Volvo VNL and some of the changes that we're going to do with this new truck. We're talking about packaging today, and really packaging in itself is not new to the industry. It's been out there today in certain applications, certain offerings in terms of operation as well, and everybody's familiar with type of packaging, right? So when we had the opportunity with the all-new Volvo VNL and our design to change everything with this truck, we wanted to make sure that we brought big value to our customers, and we looked at focusing on certain areas of the truck when it comes to packaging. We took 6 items that you see here, 2 of them amenity and technology combined together, but we took those opportunities because we wanted to make sure we put packages that made sense to customers and also brought value to our customers. We want to make sure that they are going to contribute to their bottom line, support their operations, and make them more successful as they continue to go forward with our all-new Volvo VNL. As you can see, we've broken it up into trim levels with exterior and interior, powertrain, safety, uptime and connectivity, and amenities and technology packages. And inside those areas, there's a number of packages combined together to bring more value to those customers. The great thing about the packages is that having a package strategy, it can benefit you as a salesperson and also to the customer as well. From a salesperson perspective, it's going to help with the ordering process improvement, meaning it's going to help pre-select the items to make sure it's easier for you to get that truck spec'd together for the customer, to get what they need, what they want for their trucks, support their operations. We also see the benefit in improving quality levels of the trucks, make sure that the right quality is put together on those trucks when they're built with the right specs. We'll look to improve delivery accuracy as well. When you have all the specs combined in the package, it makes it easier to get that delivery done properly and not have any issues there. And also capacity. If we can get the same consistency of ordering with these trucks through the packages, that can also help us improve capacity as well. And then finally, we want to make sure that we want to improve our take rates. We want to make sure these components are getting out in the field. We are leading the industry with innovation. We want to make sure this innovation is being contributed to our customers, provided to our customers. It's not only going to bring value, but also give them features that they may need for their business going forward. So that's the logic behind our packaging.
That's great, Chris. I know we have 4 very unique trims that are coming in the all-new Volvo VNL, so can you tell us more about these in detail?
Yeah, the trim levels, so we're the first in the industry to introduce new trim levels from the exterior perspective. You may be familiar with your trim levels in trucks today, especially on the Volvo today. You have 3 interior trim levels, but what we've done is taken the opportunity to bring 4 new exterior trim levels. And with bringing that new exterior trim level, as you can see on the screen, we have 4 premium-looking trim levels. And being the first in the industry to provide that, what we do is we offer the customer to really tailor around their business, to tailor around their operations. Because as you know, when you see these trucks going up and down the road, they're pretty much billboards for their business. They're advertising their business. They're advertising what they're shipping. It's their calling card or their business card to their customers. So they want to bring something that's premium and something that looks good to their customers and showing that they put some effort or it's important to them for their image. So what we've done is we've created 4 trim levels, exterior trim levels and interior trim levels. And on the exterior side, we have the core, which is there on the far end there, the edge black, and ultimate. As you can see, all these four trim levels have distinct looks to them. And I think what it really does is it tailors around that customer's needs and customer's look that they're looking for. So and you can see that they have a variation between each trim level, and we'll go a little bit more in detail, but again, it exemplifies what that customer is looking for in their truck in terms of an image, what they want to showcase their business in.
Absolutely. The exterior trims really are unique, and they really do bring that image
Yeah.
across. So I know we've talked on exterior, but what about the interior?
Well, before I go into the interior, what I want to show is when we did this setup, is that to go into details about the exterior, and I apologize for not going into detail, but if we go exterior details, is what helps the salesperson, what helps the customer pick the interior trim they want to have on their trucks is, as these salespeople know, the dealer salespeople know that sometimes they have to pick every component on the truck. By putting the trim package together, now it pre-selects certain components like your grille, your bumper, your air intake, all there for them. So they don't have to worry about, well, I need to have a chrome grille, I need to have a chrome air intake. It's all pre-selected in these exterior trims. So that makes it easier for the salesperson to put their trim levels together. It makes it easier where they don't have to remember what they put on there or they forgot something. Makes it a lot easier from that perspective. So that's the great thing about the trim levels, is it pre-selects everything for them. It makes it easier for them to go through, having to go through every category. And then we carried it on into the interior. So with the interior trim, we had the same trim levels as they have today. What you'll have in the all-new Volvo V&L is you have the core, the Edge Black, and the Ultimate. Inside that interior trim, like you're familiar with today in sales, is that it's all got certain components on there. Your dash, your steering wheel, your decorative trim, your wall paneling, all that stuff is pre-selected for you. So again, the salesperson will not have to worry about pre-selecting or selecting all these items, and the customer gets what they ordered. And the great thing about these interior trims is that we've also taken the opportunity to combine certain components like lighting and steering wheel material, or even cabinet lighting as well. So it's actually enhanced a little bit more into the trim levels, bringing more value into those interior trims. And again, these are all complementary to each other. So meaning that the exterior has a nice complement in the inside as well.
Absolutely. So let's start with the core trim. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, yes, I can tell you a little bit about that. Is basically here in the core trim, as you can see, looks like a very durable truck. Wouldn't you think so, Haley?
Absolutely.
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 So what we've done there is we've taken the exterior side and made put some trim levels on there that make it ideal for those type of customers that are in high traffic environment. Mm-hmm. Maybe they have a lot of truck drivers that are in and out of the truck constantly, maybe slip seating drivers. So this is a perfect truck for those type of environments where it's high traffic. It's durable material. You can see on the bumper, on the chassis fairings, the door mirrors, they're mold in color, so they're designed to stand up with durability. And even we carry that same type of durability aspect inside the truck. We have scratch-resistant material inside the truck, high durable material that's basically going to help with wear and tear for that high traffic environment. So perfect for those type of applications.
So with the Edge trim, how do you really see those two differentiating between themselves?
Well, as you see when you go from core to Edge, now we start to step up in some type of personality, and some personality in those trims. As you can see around the Edge on the outside, this exterior trim has a little bit of chrome accent around the grille. Then you start to see the body paint comes into the trim. You see it on the door mirrors, you see it on the bumper, you see it in the chassis fairing. So now it's going to step it up a little bit more with a little bit premium touch to it. Then as you take it from the outside into the inside, again, taking that material and complementing it from the outside to the inside, you can also start to see the changes inside the exterior, like the accent around the dash is a metallic or chrome accent in there. The other thing is we start to introduce some other features into the truck, like soft touch dash and soft touch armrests. So giving a little bit more luxurious feel to the trucks. Along with that, we've actually put some complementary color into it. As you can see around the doghouse, around the dash, down at the bottom there near the cup holders, we've got like a what we call race runner green accent. Giving a little bit more color in the truck. You can also see that we can get matching seat belts as well with the truck to give that same complementary color inside the truck throughout the truck. And so it starts to step up in a little bit more premium aspect on the Edge trim.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great touch. I know you mentioned a little bit more personality on the Edge, but I think the Edge Black, we really start to see that come to life.
Yes, the Edge Black, I think, is going to be the most exciting trim level that we're going to have to offer. I think it's now that step away from maybe the classic that we see in trucks today now to a more sporty look. As you can see on the outside, it's got bold darkness to it. It's got a gloss black exterior around the grille, around the bumper. The mirrors are still body painted, but as you can see, we put a nice color match to his on this edge black. And to me, I think the edge black, I agree with you, Haley, it's going to be well received. It's going to be very popular with our customers. And I think what we can really say about this, it makes a statement without saying anything. It really shows it shows a real true statement. And even in the inside, what we see, this is the next step above the edge in terms of a premium feel, premium look. It also has complement with the exterior, but also inside it provides some additional features like the soft touch dash, the soft armrest that you feel on the edge, but we've stepped it up even further by putting cabinet lights and dimmer lights inside the truck as standard with the trim level. So again, starting to step up the value in these trim levels.
Yeah, the edge black is my favorite. I think that's going to be, as you said, very, very well received. And when it comes to premium, I mean, the ultimate, I mean, that just showcases premium across the board.
Yeah, so when you talk classic and you talk premium, if you want to really go premium, this is the truck to go with it.
Right.
It's got the chrome that some of these truck drivers really love to have on their trucks. So it's going to really address that customer that looks to shine the best and show premium right out the gate. And the great thing is it's ideal for those type of fleets that are looking at premium. I mean, if they really want to showcase their premium look, they can use the ultimate trim. But I would say probably where you're going to see most of the demand coming from is the owner-operators. I see that really, this is really tailored towards those owner-operators because it fits their it can fit their personality, it can fit the way they want to deliver their trucks, the way they want to be represented on the road. And the great thing is, again, you see the chrome out on the outside, but on the inside, we've taken a step up in there as well. We've actually have a nice Sulu blue trim level. You can see up above the driver's seat, around the seat belts there, around the door, around the doghouse in there as well. Even the cabinet handles have a nice little accent of blue around there and there. Along with that, you can also see a wood grain trim around the dash. And actually, that wood grain trim is actual wood. So it's real life wood. Wow. It's not that hard plastic that you see in these trucks today. It's actual wood and grain into the dash there. So
that's a nice
again,
touch.
It's a really nice touch for that customer who wants some premium feel there.
So tell me, do we have to select the same trim for both interior and exterior, or does the customer have the ability to mix and match?
Well, so what we've done is we've listened to our customers, and the great thing is we've taken the opportunity to hear what their business is about, and it's important because we need to make sure that we understand what our customers need for their applications, what type of operations they're running into. So what we did is of course, when you see these trucks in our marketing material, we're going to complement them together. 'Cause as I mentioned before, the core interior and the core exterior complement each other. And the same holds true with the other three trim levels. But we also understand that there's certain customers out there that may have different needs and different wants inside and outside their truck. Mm-hmm. And I take, for example, a customer maybe they're delivering oil and gas out there today. And I know a few customers out there today that really take that opportunity when they build their truck, that they really want to showcase it as it's their billboard like we talked about, but showcase it really good on the outside. And yet they may want to do something different on the inside because based on their operations, they may say, well, that driver's going to be dealing with oil and gas, they're going to be hooking up hoses and all that stuff, so they may want to go a little bit more durable inside. So the core interior would be maybe a nice complement from the inside if they maybe choose an edge or an edge black, interior. Sorry, not edge black, but edge interior, exterior, excuse me. I'll get my exterior and interior together here. But again, so what we've done here is we've given the standards so as you start to select your truck, your interior trim and exterior trim, it's going to match them together at the beginning, but based on the operations of that customer, they may want to change a different interior, go with maybe an option of different ones inside compared to outside. As you can see here as well on the edge black and the ultimate, we felt like when they chose the exterior trim on the edge black and ultimate that they were picking that trim for a reason. They're picking it because it's a premium trim. It's going to have more features to it, and so they want to give their drivers more to inside as well. So what we see is is that we give them the option of, again, to maybe upgrade to an Ultimate or downgrade to an Edge if they're maybe cost conscious in that regards, but
Sure.
or maybe they like the Race Runner green as the accent color they like inside, so they may want to go down to that level. But so we give a little bit options. So we kind of are holding off on not letting the core be in there because we want to make sure we want to get that match that trim with the together to complement each other.
That's great flexibility.
Mhm.
So when it comes to our technology and amenity packages, can you really, tell us a little bit about how and why we structured them the way they are?
Well, again, yeah, I can talk a little bit that for sure. Is that one that we studied really hard. What we did is we took the opportunity to work with our customers. We did driver clinics. We did surveys. We even talked to some dealerships. We had a reference group that had 6 of our biggest dealerships come in and talk to us about what's important to their customers. The other thing we did is we analyzed what's being selected today. We looked at things that are consistently ordered, like curtains, heaters, all that kind of stuff that's in the trucks constantly ordered every time they spec a truck. And so knowing what's going on in the industry today, you kind of see that in the automotive world is they when you pick certain trim levels, you also get certain technology packages, safety
Sure.
packages included in there. So we wanted to start changing the way the mindset is here in the industry, and it's starting to move that way. I think you see more and more customers looking to what the automotive world is doing and trying to apply that into the trucking industry. So what we did is we started looking at the components there that would make sense, was important for our customers, and what they consistently ordered on a continuous basis, and group that together with some of our new stuff. So what we wanted to do is package it to provide greater value, but also satisfy our customers not only for what they need, what they want, but also maybe what they need going forward. Not only for today, but also for the future as well.
Sure.
So we did these packages in that manner, is to create value with them, but also satisfy our customers, make it easier for them to order these trucks.
That's great.
And so to continue on there is what we try to do is looking, again, what's important to our customers. So we set a structure in here where we start out with the trim levels, using the trim levels as our basis. And we took, like for example, the core, we're going to start you out with the standard technology, standard amenities. In the Edge, we start you out with package 1 of the standard technology, package 1 of the amenities and technologies. And then Edge Black and Ultimate, because we see that as the premium next level of trim levels, is that we automatically start them out at package 2 of the amenities and technologies. Now you see on this chart here that there's options. What we want to do is try to drive our customers to select by packages. And we want the salespeople to also think about selling it by package versus trying to a la carte these individual items. And so what we've put a structure here together to show, like if you go core, for example, and you get your standard technology and amenities, but you want to upgrade a little bit to the next level, we give you the option to upgrade to the next package level. The Edge in itself is a little bit different. You can be cost competitive with the Edge if they really like that Edge interior trim, but they maybe want to be a little less technology or amenities. We can let you option down by package or like you option up if you want to go to the next level. And the same thing with the Edge Black and the Ultimate, allow you to option around as well there. The key thing with the packages is they're package structured, meaning the important thing is to start with the package and move on from there. If you want to move up in the components and you don't feel like the complete package is valuable to you or necessary for your operations, then you can upsell only through the individual orders. If you're in a package today and you want to move down to maybe you want to deselect some of those components out of the package, you can only deselect by packages, meaning you have to go from, like if you're in package 1 and you want to maybe go down to standards, you can only go by standards. You can't take the items inside that package to deselect. You have to go down by packages. But then you can upgrade anything out of those packages upwards individually.
That's great, Chris. So I think if we switch gears a little bit. So
Sure.
I know we've talked a lot about the exterior, the interior, technology, amenity, but let's talk about safety. So we know safety is a core value for Volvo. Can you tell us a little bit more about how we took our proprietary offering, Volvo Active Safety, and really how we bundled that together?
Yeah, so safety, it is our core value, and we're going to focus on safety. As you've heard some of our presentations, some of y'all might have seen some of our presentations. You've also seen some of our videos. We're going to put as much standard on those trucks as possible when it comes to safeties, components, and technology. The challenging thing in safety today, it's can be very complicated. It can be hard to understand. There's a lot of new words out there that are talking about safety. And it has so much advances, it can change. I think I've been in the industry for a long period of time now, and it can change. It's changed in the last 5 to 10 years quickly. Right. And the other great thing is that the automotive world has been able to help us move into more safety capabilities in the trucking industry as well. So what we've done is to help the salesperson, again, have a better understanding of what they need to select for their customers, that we've broken it up into 2 packages when it comes to active safety technology. The great thing about our safety packages, or even our safety components, it's all proprietary. So as we continue to advance into our safety programs, that as the technology continues to advance, it's all integrated into our system. So it's all Volvo product in that regards. So what we've done in particular is on the active safety is we've heard, everybody knows the acronym VADA, or heard Volvo Active Driver Assist, a very popular name. We continue with that name into the all-new Volvo VNL. And what we've done is we kind of changed it around to where we do lane departure warning, and that's the LDW that you see on the screen here. We've added that with Volvo Active Driver Assist, so now that's part of the complete package. With that, that's standard in every truck. So we want to make sure, again, our core value is safety. We want to make sure we put as much standard as we can. So in every truck, they're going to have VADA with lane departure warning. As you can see on the list, I won't go through all the lists here, but they got a lot of nice features, a lot of things that are going to help support that driver when they're on the road, help protect the driver, but also help protect people around that driver. And I'd say the one thing that we like to point out here on this new stuff, the new stuff that's our own proprietary, is that now we'll have more visibility out front, but also we'll have forward pedestrian protection, which is very important because, as you can see, some of these trucks are operating in the city. Mm-hmm. It's important that they can have as much visibility as they can. The driver can now always see everything that's going on, so it's great to see that they can have that system that's going to protect them and protect the people around them as well. Including Volvo Active Driver Assist with lane departure warning, we also have a package called Volvo Active Driver Assist Plus. With that, that's the new enhancements to the technology with our own proprietary system. We've added the technology of Volvo Dynamic Steering. As we mentioned several years ago, how we're bringing Volvo Dynamic Steering into the industry. This is where it starts to play its role when it comes to safety. It's going to help with lane keep support, lane centering. It also has a feature of oversteer guidance to help support that driver from oversteering the vehicle when they get into an unsafe condition. Along with that, we've increased our radar protection in side detection, which is we call now lane change support, which is some of our salespeople may know it as right-hand blind spot. Mm-hmm. We've increased that range on there, and basically now are able to not only see a little bit in front of the vehicle from the side portion of the truck, but also all the way to the back end of the trailer. With that, also that detection is going to allow us to protect any side pedestrians as well when they're on the side of the vehicle, as you saw in the previous picture, and pick them up and make sure they're not, and alert the driver that there's something on the side that's not just a vehicle itself. So these are the 2 main active safety packages that we have. I mentioned a third, or there was the picture of the third one there. We'll talk a little bit about that later on as we get more into production as well. So this is a little bit about our safety here.
That's great. It's really impressive to see.
Yeah. So with that, what I'll do is I'm going to let Mr. Dwayne Teagles here, talk about our powertrain, so I'll hand it over to him.
You know, we offer a 405 1750, 425 1750, and the 455 1850 engines that we have in our turbo compounding family. So there are some new offerings here that we're excited to announce. We do have the 500 horse 1850 and also a 1950 out there for those customers who may work in a little bit more diverse areas or pull a little bit heavier load or maybe more terrain.
It's great to see. Very exciting.
And when we look at the packages we have today, you know, we have Super Direct, iTorque, Straight Torque, Eco Torque Economy, XE High Torque, and Adaptive Gearing. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
I work in this every day, and it's confusing for me sometimes. We have some new offerings that we have today. We have our Super Direct and our iTorque and Straight Torque. That's what we're going to offer today, bringing it down to just what our customers need. 3 basic packages that I believe cover everything that our customers will need.
That's a very, very big simplification. So hopefully that helps to make it a lot simpler. So Dwayne, how do I know what to select?
Great question. Let's walk through that a little bit. So our Super Direct package is designed for below 69 miles an hour, so 68 miles an hour or below, 80,000 pounds to 110,000 pounds. Available in all horsepower ratings from 405 to the new 500 1950, and then it's standard with the direct drive transmission, thus the Super Direct name. And then ratios from a 195 to a 247. And then we have our iTorque setup, which is our most versatile spec out there. It's for 65 miles an hour to 75 miles an hour, 80 to 110,000 pounds. You may have heard that iTorque previously was just for 80,000 pound applications, and that's no longer the situation today. It's available in the 425 all the way to the 500 1950 in a 13-speed transmission. We require the 13-speed transmission for startability. For those 80,000 pound applications, it's a 215 to a 217. For 103 to 110, we're looking at a 247 and a 264 ratio. So works very well with the new improved 500 horse 1950. Then we have a Straight Torque engine. Straight Torque is available from 80 to 143,000 pounds in every horsepower rating that we have, in every transmission from 12-speed to 13-speed and 14-speed, however, in an overdrive transmission. Ratios from 247 to a 342. These are designed for customers who are maybe a little bit more performance orientated.
Sure.
So it brings us into another scenario here where we talk about dynamic torque and acceleration limiter. You'll notice there at the top of this screen by the red asterisk that the Super Direct and the iTorque have the dynamic torque and acceleration limiter already in them. Those are standard within them, and the kind of way to look at those is those are features that are designed to improve fuel economy. So what improves fuel economy sometimes pulls away from the performance side of it. Super Direct and iTorque are designed that way, where the Straight Torque is designed for a little bit more on the performance side of it.
Sure.
So that's kind of where they sit at. One of the other things that we run into is the 247. It's one of our most common specs that we have out there, but you don't see it up here. So if we have customers that would like that spec, it is still available. What you would do is you would select a Straight Torque engine, which gives you the option of the 12, the 13, or the 14-speed transmission, the overdrive, but you would add the dynamic torque and acceleration limiter. Then you have the same thing you have today. So there's a couple options there. The other reason I mentioned that the acceleration limiter is maybe you have a customer that's pulling or hesitant to go to a 215 iTorque. They're worried about performance situations. So we can a la carte the dynamic torque and acceleration limiter so we can pull those off of those particular components. So if they're a little bit more on the performance side, simply remove dynamic torque or acceleration limiter. It's simply that simple. If they're a little bit more on the side of wanting to have more fuel economy, then we put it on it. So pretty easy when we look at the packaging of the engine. I think we've simplified that for all, and it should be a little easier for selecting in the sales tool.
Absolutely. I mean, I know that 500 horsepower is going to be fantastic. I'm sure there's a lot of people, a lot of customers that are very excited to see that. So that's great to see.
Yeah, I think our friends north of the border up in our Canadian region will be excited to see the higher horsepower and higher torque.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And as Dwayne pointed out on fuel efficiency, we're going to bring value to our customers. And we've talked a lot about this we've done a fleet preview. We talked about $20,000 as an important value that we see as probably easily achievable for our customers. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's where the packages will also help support that, help simplify the ordering for them, help it get it in the right spec, the right needs for that customer, and make it easy for the customer to get what they want, save them time and money, and get the trucks when they need it and what they want on the trucks as well. So that's the great thing in the packages. We didn't hit all the packages today. I mean, we hit majority of them, but then it kind of shows you our mindset of where we're trying to go with these packages.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Chris.
Thank you.
And as I said, you know, we encourage you to join us next week as well. On March 18th, we are going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk more about VSS and how all of this comes together in the sales tool. So we do have some questions, so I'll encourage you, if you've not already, if anything comes to mind, feel free to put that in the Q&A box. But we will go ahead and run through the few questions that we do have. So with that, Chris, we have our first one for you.
Okay.
So if my customer wants some features from the basic package and others from a more premium package, what's the best way to create that spec? You know, do I start at the basic and build up, or premium and kind of go down?
Well, I think it all depends on what type of trim level that your customer's looking for. If they're looking to stay in the core trim level, for example, then of course it's going to start them out at standard technologies or amenities, whichever area they're really focusing on. And as you saw in the chart earlier, we allowed you to select one choice up, so meaning going from your standard technology or amenities to package 1 of technology amenities. If they want a little bit more of what's in package 2, the great thing is you have the opportunity to upsell individually out of package 2, so you can select some of those components that are in those packages as well. But we only are going to allow one upgrade from the trim levels to the packages as well. So it helps you upgrade, and we want to sell the packages. So sell it by package first, and then if they want more, then that's your opportunity to individually select them.
Well, that's great, and I think this one kind of takes that from the other direction. So if there's a certain component I do not want from the premium package, can I take that one off?
Yeah, so as again on the chart, as you can see, as you saw earlier, that it allows you to go down one level if you want to. What that means is that, like for example, there may be some cameras or something that's offered on the technology packages, and they can go down to that level that maybe they don't want those in their trucks, but they may want the other items in that technology package 2, for example. They can go down to the lower level of packages, package 1, and then they can individually pick the items in package 2 that they do want.
Perfect. So Dwayne, I got one for you here. If my customer wants a different powertrain package than the ones that you've shared today, can I get that through a CA?
Well, we've spent a lot of time looking at the packages that we have, and I think they are rather inclusive to our customers' offering. However, there are unique situations where we may not have that, where we do offer CAs available. But most of the packages we have should cover 99% of what the customer should need.
That's great to hear. I've got one, Chris. Can we take off the option for VEDA if we don't want that?
I would not recommend it, but yes, there will be a sales code variant that will remove VEDA. I would say that most of our fleets and our customers that we've talked to through our conversations about safety have been very adamant about putting the safety system technology on their trucks. The great thing about our proprietary system is that it's not like what they're used to from the third-party system that we've had before, but it's more integrated, and it's more usable from a perspective of some of the things that they may not be liking on the current VEDA today, that it's actually better than what they had before, more adaptable to what's going on around them in their environment. So I would say there is an option to remove it, but I would not recommend it, and it's best to keep that technology on your trucks.
Thanks, Chris. Are we looking at integrating these features into the rest of the models in the near future? Trim level features, I should say, and if so, what time frame?
Well, we don't really talk about the future when we're talking about. We want to talk about what's the present today. I would say that this strategy that we have when it comes to packaging will be looked at and moved forward with the future models or future technology that we bring onto the market. So we definitely want to look at that and take advantage of it in the future as well.
Thanks, Chris. Let's get some great questions in here. If my customer is looking for an Edge package with a chrome grille, is that something they could spec, or is that an option?
No, it's not available. When we talk about the trim levels, what we said is we want to keep them locked in. We want to make sure the opportunity doesn't present itself to make a mistake when you're speccing your trim levels. The great thing is our design studio, our award-winning design studios, as we like to say, they did a great job of taking the trim levels and really putting them together when it comes to the accents, the finishes. Everything that's put on that truck makes it look like it's together. And I think, so what we've made the decision is that when you order your trim level, that you can only order what's in that trim level, and you can't deselect anything out or take away from anything. So it's all together, no way to remove it.
Mix and match.
No, but the great thing is when we did listen to our reference groups and our customers, and we did take an opportunity to take two of the variants, the Core and the Edge. You'll see that when you get in your sales tool here coming up, and we'll talk about it next week, is that you'll see the opportunity that there's actually 6 variances when it comes to exterior trim. I'm sorry, I can do 6. But yeah, there'll be 6 variants, so we kind of made some adaptability with the trim levels, but they're still locked in.
Great. Dwayne, what do you see as the standard powertrain spec?
So most of our customers are operating 68 miles an hour or slower. So that's the speed that we typically run at. Majority of our customers are 80,000 pounds. So the spec that we would look at would be a 425, 215 with a direct drive transmission, which would be our Super Direct.
Okay, great. And along those same lines, what spec would you recommend for Western Canada?
Western Canada, so you're looking at a little more diverse terrain over there, typically a little heavier loads. So we offer obviously the 455 1850, the 500 1850, and then obviously the 500 1950. Your selection on horsepower, either one of those would work. But if you're in a little heavier and a little heavier terrain, I'd pick the 500 1950 with an overdrive transmission and a straight torque with probably a 342.
Okay, great. Thank you. Chris, are the packages going to offer a better price than if you were to select those features a la carte?
Yes. So our intentions was to help bring more value by selling by packages. So just like if you go to your favorite fast food restaurant, it's a value meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of taken that same approach with our packages. Is we want to make sure that we bring good value to it. Again, taking all the components that they select on a continuous basis when they're speccing their trucks today, and then combining those with some of the new features, the new technology that we have with the trucks to create a greater value. So when we price it together with those new features and the existing features they constantly order on their trucks today, they're going to see it at a better price level by package versus individually.
Perfect. Okay. Somebody's asking if they can have access to the presentation. I think it'd be really helpful to see the mix and match charts for powertrain.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have that available most definitely through the
Powertrain and anything else that you want to see, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Okay, Dwayne, one more for you. Is the straight torque available for each size of the truck, the 860 and the 840?
Yes, model size of the truck makes no distinguishing difference. The powertrain can fit in all of them.
Perfect, that's great. And do we have the new engine ratings and packages loaded into the performance calculator yet?
They are not yet, but they will be when the truck launches.
All right, very good. Chris, does the V&L offer the wide seat that is so popular?
Yes, it does. So actually, our seats are going to be one style, and it's wide seats style. So there's no narrow selection, no narrow seats anymore. So it's this one style seat in 5 different trim levels. So meaning that you have your vinyl seats to cloth seats to leather seats, and with the additional amenities and support for the drivers.
That's great. Let's see, Chris, can you know some drivers don't love all the audible alerts, so the question is, can you turn off the audible warning on the lane departure warning?
So yes, in the packages that we've actually structured in there, I think if you go to Beta Plus, you can actually have the opportunity to deactivate some of those warnings, like your lane departure warning, your right-hand blind spot. we all know that some of these trucks get in really congested areas.
Sure.
Sometimes the lanes are not always really relatively established, or they're going through construction sites. So the driver will have the option to deactivate some of these switches, yes.
Good to hear. Dwayne, what is the best transmission option that gives you good fuel economy as well as good performance?
So depending on the weight that you're running, if you're looking at an 80,000-pound load, long haul application, I would probably go into a 215 iTorque with a 13-speed transmission, which is an overdrive transmission. That would give you the best fuel economy for a long haul application. If you're doing a little bit more regional application, then you're doing a 215 and a direct drive transmission. Horsepower rating really depends on your load, but typically you're on that 425 if you're in that 80,000 pound, but you can hover between 425 and 455 would give you the best fuel efficiency.
Thank you. One more for you, Dwayne. Will there be a D11 offered?
Not in the VNL product. It currently only lives in the VHD and the VNR.
Thank you. Is the transmission offered the same as today?
Yeah, transmission offerings are the same. Pretty much the hardware situations that we have are identical to what we have today. There are going to be some differences in torque curves, a little bit longer on the back side with the 455 than the 500, 1850, and 1950. But as far as the hardware, it's identical.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Just have a couple more, so we will give another couple minutes, but we'll go ahead and run through what we have here. So, Chris, one for you. Is there an option to get the side fairings painted completely and not left black at the back?
No. So there are two options in the side fairings. When you get the core exterior trim, it's going to be all molten color. So it's not even painted in the upper portion of the chassis fairing. And then on the other exterior trims, it's going to be painted in body color. I mean, molten color, excuse me. So that's the only options we'll have today.
Thank you. Is the 24-volt charging system standard?
Yes.
Easy enough. And can I get a manual transmission, Dwayne?
No, we no longer offer a manual transmission in the VNL product.
Okay. Looks like our last one here. Can I spec my truck without chassis fairings?
So everything will be standard when it comes to chassis fairings and some of their aerodynamic components. So I would say no at this point. If you have a certain application, as you do today in the current ordering, where you can order a PTO or you have a gross combination weight of 125,000 or greater, which reclassifies that vehicle into more of a vocational application, then there's the option to remove those chassis fairings, but the option to deselect chassis fairings will not be available.
Thank you. All right, well, that takes us through today. So again, I want to thank you all so much for your time today. I hope you found this valuable. Again, thank you to Chris and to Dwayne as well. As mentioned, we will share the deck from today with you so you can have this for reference. And again, we would love and encourage you to join us next week on March 18th. As I said, we will sort of build on what we learned today. We'll take this information and we'll really take that next step to how does this come together in the sales tool. We'll also speak a little bit to the price book in that session as well. So with that, again, thank you so much for your time. Hope you have a great day.